Season 4 of Chefs, Deliciousness, and Cocktails starts right now. Woo!
And here we are. Season 4, episode 5. 5 or 6? No, 6. Episode 6 with Justin Wern from Bowlounge.
Howdy.
How you doing, Justin?
Well, sir.
Thanks for coming in. Yeah, it is. All right. I got some things I want to talk about with y'all. Crockett Hall of Fort Worth, the food hall in Crockett Row. Food hall on Crockett Row, when they call the Crockett Row Food Hall. I'm going to say that about 3 times.
Got it, right.
Like you've had a cocktail. They're putting some more concepts in there, and they're all going to be run by the same company with the same chef now. So it's going to be a full-time deal, lunch and dinner. And, of course, weekends are going to have they're putting in a new dumpling concept. They've got a new chef for the taco. Paseo was over there the other day, and the food is absolutely wonderful. You can go to our Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all those accounts, and you will see the Crockett Row, the new some of the new food stuff from Taco Paseo. It's a good thing. Free parking, which is hard to find in Fort Worth.
Yeah, especially downtown.
Yeah,
I found that out recently.
Yeah, did you?
Tough.
And plenty of parking. All right, Taco Landa. We've got Taco Landa's in a few weeks. If you haven't got your tickets yet for Taco Landa, it's in Dallas, obviously on Energy Square, being hosted by Dallas Observer. You need to check that out. We go every year. We'll be there chowing down some tacos. Have you ever been to that deal?
I have not, but one of the other managers was talking about going, and now she can't go, so she has 2 tickets, so I might take them.
Oh, yeah.
I might.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Key is go early.
Yeah, I'm an early guy.
Yeah, early.
Yeah. I'd rather,
Gate buster early.
A lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. And we got the World Food Championships. If you go to worldfoodchampionships.com or just Google World Food Championships in Dallas, we're going to be there all 4 days. Going to be judging. We are judging the finals and also the $300,000 final. I can't wait for that. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I have a buddy who went to that a couple times when we were in culinary school. I guess he won at one point, so he's doing pretty well for himself. I've never been, but
yeah, you've never been.
You want to move it? Okay.
Yeah, a little closer. There we go. Perfect. Twist it a little bit. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Perfect.
Loud.
Your buddies, but he didn't win.
I don't know if he won or not. I thought maybe he did. I don't. He was one of my guys. I went to culinary school. I didn't really keep up with many of them, but I know he's doing well for himself, and he talks about going to the World Food Championships. I don't know if he's judging now or if he's just goes, but it looks like a lot of fun. I've never done anything like that either.
Giving away $300,000.
Yeah, I would.
That's a lot of money.
I'd love to have a little of that.
Yeah,
I could use it.
I was judging the finals for the golden ticket, chance to win the top $300,000 prize in Dallas at the culinary.
That's what he won. He got a golden ticket. That's what he did. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Those guys came in there. Every one of them, man, was just nervous as a jitterbug, man.
Really?
It was something else, and that's the first time I ever judged something of that. I judge a lot of stuff, but never where you're going to opportunity to win $300,000. And there was a lot of nervous people. There was a lot of nervous chefs.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
No matter who you are, it's a lot of money.
$10,000 is a lot of money. $300,000 is a lot of money to win at one time.
Yeah. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself.
Yeah, you would.
I would.
Yeah. All right, Justin. So where are you from originally?
I'm from Dallas. I've never left.
Left.
Just right down the street from where Bowlounge is at. Grew up there, right outside of East Dallas. Went to high school in North Dallas at Hillcrest High School, and just stayed. I like it. I like familiar surroundings. I don't really want to go anywhere else. And all my friends are here. You know, my parents were here until they passed away, and my brothers are here. They don't want to leave either, and they're my best friends. Man, I can't be without them.
No, you can't be, can you?
Yeah, one of my brothers runs the other restaurant with me in Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my youngest brother Evan. He's the general manager.
How many brothers you got?
I got 2.
You got 2.
I'm the oldest. And then I got a middle brother, and then the youngest.
Are you the tallest?
No, my middle brother is 1 inch taller than me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and he's got dirty brown hair, blonde hair, and blue eyes. He's weird looking. We're all dark hair, brown eyes, and he's got blue eyes. And
yeah, that's funny. So you grew up in Dallas. So let me ask you this: how were you when you got interested in cooking?
I cooked a lot at home when we were younger. Probably not till maybe I was 12 or 13. Nothing too serious, but Mom worked a lot and Dad was busy. So I cooked for my brothers. Again, nothing too serious, just, whatever we had. Lots of hamburger help.
Right. Yeah.
But, man, I guess after I got a little older, my mom she retired and started cooking for her new husband, my stepdad. And I cooked with her a lot. I hung out with her a lot. Probably my early 20s. I was already working in kitchens. I worked at a little bakery when I was 18 that one of my friend's parents owned. Right. And I learned a lot there, too. I learned a lot about baking there. I love to bake. We do a little bit. I have a bakery in Dallas that I take both of our stores.
I was just fixing to say, a lot of the chefs don't do both. So you also do the baking.
And I did all the baking until about this time last year when we decided to start the second store. I had to hire a baker.
Okay.
And I've only got her for 2 more weeks. She told me last week she's moving. So
when you started cooking, what was your initial catalyst for you to say, I want to go full bore in this and be a chef?
I held odd jobs, I guess, from the time when I was 18 until I guess maybe like 27, 26, maybe 25. I don't remember. And then I got fired from a fast food place. And I was like, F this, man. I'm going to go to culinary school. I had another friend whose girlfriend who worked with me at the restaurant, the fast food place, and she went to culinary school, and I went and visited her. I was like, man, I'm going to go here. So like 2 weeks later, I enrolled.
That's not a cheap endeavor either. So I mean, that had to be a decision.
No, it was expensive.
That's a big decision to make.
I just paid it off last year.
Oh, really?
So I'm in the clear. Yes, it was tough, 10 years, but it's all paid for now. So
when you started culinary school, was it what you thought it would be?
It was a little different, but yeah, it was pretty cool. They do the classes I were in were 6 weeks long, and you start out with regular knife skills and learning vocabulary and learning a little bit of like the history of French cooking, and then you do 6 weeks of math and stuff like that, and then you go back in the kitchen for 6 more weeks, and that was really cool. That's where I learned most of it. Every day here's 4 new recipes. I need you to make these, and give them to the chef. They taste them, and then the next day you do it again. And at the end of the 6 weeks, you get a note card, and they're like, "Here, you've made this once. Make it again, and I'm going to judge it." And then,
so how do you? But I always say culinary school is people go to culinary school, but you have to have some kind of creativity to be able, when you come out of college, to create dishes. I mean, you can't just read out of a recipe. I guess if you want to be just a chef doing something else's, but if you create stuff. Where does the creativity come from?
If you just want to do corporate stuff, or it helps if you go to culinary school and then you're like, you get your foot in it, like a Chipotle or a Brahms food store. They pay pretty well in most corporate places, upwards of $80,000 for kitchen manager or general manager type stuff. But man, the creativity, I guess, just comes from me eating a lot. I go out to eat a lot, not as much now because it's expensive, but
and it's time consuming. You have to have time for yourself.
I still do it a little bit, and there's a lot of good food in Dallas. And I've moved around Dallas because it's so giant. There's different places, and there's always new food.
It sure is,
especially with so many failing restaurants. It's like, oh well, I went to this place, and now it's shut down, and a new place is open. Yeah. It just kind of depends on what I want to do. I do burger and pizza of the month every month, so I try to base that on whatever holiday. We have Halloween burger and pizza this month. I got a Thanksgiving burger and like a turkey gravy stuffing pizza for next month. It's excellent. I made it yesterday. Yeah. It was way better than I thought it would be.
Wait, what was it? What was it?
It's turkey gravy, a little bit of diced turkey, like jellied cranberry, and mashed potato
on a pizza. Oh my God! I bet that's
wild.
Good. I bet it's good.
Wild good. Yeah,
I love turkey.
I love turkey too. I love turkey gravy. I did the turkey in the sous vide machine and saved all the juices and made the gravy yesterday. It was so good.
Man,
I never thought mashed potatoes would be good on pizza, but it was really good.
You got mashed potatoes in there too?
Soft buttery mashed potatoes.
You're killing me, bro.
Oh man, it was so tough. It's so good.
Is there going to be dipping gravy like you did?
Yeah, I'm going to have just like the brunch pizza. I'll have a little side of turkey gravy.
When I had that the other day at your place, I've never in my life had a pizza with dipping gravy. I felt like I was eating biscuits and gravy, but it was a pizza. It was delicious.
Yeah, I really liked it. I love it too.
What kind of response do you get from that? Do people like it? Are they shocked initially? Are they shocked? What is this?
Sure. I get a lot of interesting responses to the pizza, that and also the red velvet chicken and waffles. A lot of people don't know that red velvet is chocolate.
Yeah.
And that's the funniest thing to me. But yeah, I get a lot of different responses from the weird things, you know. And when you came to the restaurant and saw the brunch, those were the 3 different things that probably sell the most and get the most, like, I guess, elaborate responses as far as like, oh, what is, you know, people don't know what mascarpone cheese is, and you know they don't realize that you can make Hawaiian rolls. It's just, you know, pineapple juice and brown sugar, and so we make our own Hawaiian rolls and use the mascarpone cheese, and you know, people love it, and plus it looks good.
But see, it looks good, but if you make it all yourself, you control the overall flavor profile of how it's going to come out every time, consistency-wise. Absolutely,
and it's you know, you can follow a recipe that's a copycat and make it yourself, and it tastes completely different because you don't have preservatives in there, so that it doesn't doesn't have to sit on the shelf. You're just like keeping it fresh. Yeah, and like the waffles, you know, we use yeast in them. They're yeasted waffles. They're fermented for 9 hours, and it puts off a really, like, when you're cooking, it smells like warm beer. Yeah, but it's a great
That's a good
flavor.
smell, though.
Yeah, it's a great smell. It's something I had never experienced until I started doing the waffle, and I wanted to research about Belgian waffles and yeasted waffles and kind of make a combination of the two. And you know
what that is, don't you? That's passion.
I love it.
That's passion about your career. That's why you're sitting in that chair right there.
I know. That's why I look like this. I love to eat, man.
Okay, before Bowlounge, before you went to work with Bowlounge, with the Bowlounge group, you said you worked at Statler?
I worked at the Statler with a couple of older gentlemen, Chef Bill and Chef Gary, and I did all the vegetarian or anything with dietary restrictions. Right. You know, people wanted anything like that because those guys were older. They're like, man, I don't know what gluten-free is or vegan or what is all that, or jackfruit taco. We made jackfruit tacos before. Like, what is that? You know, he bought a jackfruit in. He said, Justin, I've never seen one of these things before. I said, well, make some tacos out of it. Yeah, and I did that about a year and a half. I've
never tried a jackfruit. I've heard about it. I've never tried it. What's it taste like?
You know, it tastes like whatever you cook it in.
So it absorbs the flavor that
it's really sticky inside, and it's got huge seeds. But I just chop it up real thin, kind of look like shredded pork, and mix it with some barbecue sauce.
Where does it come from? Where does it grow?
It's a tree fruit. I'm not exactly sure where it grows, but they come about 11 pounds. They're
11
pounds. They're huge.
How's it hold on a tree at 11 pounds?
I don't know. I've never seen one on a tree. I've only seen it in the Asian market. You can get it at Central Market, or you can go out to Richardson in Dallas and get one out there. But
that's cool.
They only have one in Central Market. It just sits there.
That's it. They only have one until somebody buys it and replace it with another.
Then they replace it. Yeah.
Okay, so you told me a story before this, which shocked me. When you worked in Statler, you said you just got hired there, but you got shot.
I did,
but not once, but you got shot
2 times. I got one in the chest, and I have one in the arm, right through all my tattoos.
It's a pretty big hole right there.
It is. It was a .45 caliber.
45 caliber. Yeah. So tell me what happened. Tell me the story.
It was actually one of my old employees, and he was a pretty good kid. He worked for me as a food runner when he was, I guess, 18 or 19. Right. And he started getting in with the bad crowd.
Oh yeah.
And he knew where I lived, and I mean, I trusted him so much that he has babysat my child. Wow. And he used to, I tried to keep him out of trouble. He would say, "Hey man, I need some money. Can you help me with anything? Can I do anything?" He would wash my dishes or clean up my house or do my yard. And then I could tell he started doing bad stuff, and saw the people he was hanging out with. So I kind of cut him off. And one day he stole my wallet. So I called the police, got my wallet back. I still have the same wallet. I've had the wallet since I graduated, 20 years. So I wasn't going to lose that wallet. No. And that was pretty much the end of our friendship. He found out, and he tried to stab me when I was in my car, and he got my car door. And then probably 3 months later, he came to the house, and I opened the door and just got shot.
Golly.
But he didn't get in. I kicked him right in the shin, slammed the door, and then he shot me again. Shot me first in the chest, and then he shot me through the door in the arm, and just broke my shoulder, broke my arm in 13 places.
Golly. Well, it obviously missed all your arteries up there.
I'm about a centimeter away from my heart.
Centimeter.
And I still have the bullet in my chest.
Do you really?
Yeah.
What a story.
It's a crazy story.
Not many people can say, listen, I can say I've done a lot of things, but I've never say I've been shot.
Man.
Not twice anyway.
And in the initial, it was more shock than anything.
Yeah. Did you call 911?
My buddies called 911.
Were they in the house with you?
I had a bunch of people there. It was a Thursday night. I was watching football.
Oh, wow. You're lucky.
Chipotle. Yeah.
You're eating Chipotle.
Eating Chipotle. Yeah, and one of my buddies, he just after about 2 minutes, he got off the phone. He just started hugging me to stop the bleeding and just hugged me until they got there. That same guy came and visited me the next day and hadn't changed his shirt. He had my blood.
Oh, wow.
He was a weird guy. he also used to work for me. Yeah, I was very fortunate.
Hey.
My son was actually at the house like probably 4 or 5 hours before that, and I dropped him off with his mother.
Oh, that's good.
Man,
That'd have been bad.
had a couple close calls. You know.
Ugh. All right. Well, I just had to tell that story because that's just unusual. So that just kind of
It's a crazy story.
Yeah.
It made me a stronger person. I was real depressed for like the 4 months I was out of work, and
that's what probably killed you because you like to work.
And I ate a lot of fast food and drank a lot of beer. I got real fat, but we got back to work and got my mental back, and so
it's all it takes. It's never over, man. You just got to pick it up and go on.
Yeah, it's crazy just to think about that now, about how emotionally unstable.
Well, I can see you
was.
I can see you just thinking about that for a minute. So I just had to bring it up. Though it was just an unusual story.
Absolutely.
All right. So now that I'm going to call your shot, Justin. So now that you did that, so you went to work. How'd you find the work with? How'd you find the job at Bowlounge?
My brother has worked there for 5 years, and I have worked there for 3 years as of Sunday. So I wanted to get in there with him because I like working with him.
Sure.
He worked with me at my Endeavor, my restaurant group before the Statler, which was a place called Company Cafe, all gluten-free restaurant. Had a couple locations in Dallas, been open 10 years. And
so everything you've done, everything you've done that everywhere you've worked, you kind of learned different things as you've kind of come along.
Absolutely,
which is cool. You've put your experience to use,
and I think that's pretty much what you're supposed to do. From what I understand, is they're like, okay, I'm going to sit here for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. I'm going to absorb what I can, and then move on. Now, I was very fortunate that when I got out of school, I took one job at a bar. And then I had a friend who was like, hey, we need a line cook over at Company Cafe. And then 4 months later, the guy in charge left. And I was like, hey, I can do that. Even though I had never been a kitchen manager. I had never.
Stressful?
Yeah, it stressed me out at first. But it was just one restaurant at first. And so I got used to that. And then we opened another one. And I was like, okay, I think I can I can do this. I faked it real hard. But
fake it till you make it.
Fake it till I make it. And I made it, you know. And but anyway, Evan worked with me at Company Cafe, and we did brunch and then dinner, and we decided to close for dinner, and they got rid of him. And he loves to bowl, so he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go check out this boutique bowling alley place."
I got to tell you, hang on, Mr. I got to tell you, the first time I heard boutique bowling alley before I met you or heard about Sam or anything, I was like, "What in the world?" I couldn't wrap my head around a boutique bowling alley concept type.
Sounds like a hair place.
Yeah, because you're thinking about Don Carter's All-Star Lanes or something. You know, how are you going to put this is perception again. You have to change people's perceptions, and we talked about this, and I've talked about this with Sam a little bit. You got to change people's perceptions of what a bowling alley really is. Now, if they're a lot younger, they're not going to have a perception, but for people that are over a certain age, the perception is going to be there.
Yeah, because I used to go to Don Carter down the street from my house when I was a young lad.
Yeah,
and,
nacho cheese.
Exactly, and like lukewarm beer. And well, not when I was younger, but and so he jumped on at Bowlounge for about 2 years, and then I was asking Sam. You know, I used to visit him a lot because I like to drink, and I don't anymore, but I did, and I would visit him a lot and try the food out, and the food was all right. It was mediocre, but nachos and Sam called me about 3 years ago, probably to the day 3 years ago, and was like, "Hey man, one of my guys broke his leg last night," and it wasn't a chef, it was a server. He was like, "I know you don't really serve, but I want to bring you in to serve if you want a job," because I was looking for 2 jobs to try to, stack a little money.
Right.
And so I went in there and I killed it.
Yeah.
They loved it. I didn't realize that I even liked it that much.
What was the first thing that you did what was the first thing you cooked at Bowlounge? Do you remember?
Man, I don't know. So I served for 6 months, and then April 1st, 2.5 years ago, I took over, and we did an 80% menu change.
Right.
So we brought in a bunch of new, fresh products, got rid of old frozen stuff. We used to have 4 wing flavors. Now we have 11 wing flavors.
Right.
We make all of our sauces.
Yeah, I want to stop right there. This is one thing I learned when I met you at the what was that Dallas brunch deal.
Mm-hmm.
I learned that you make everything y'all do there is in house. It's all prepared fresh, and we talked about this. And I think that's just unusual.
Yeah,
you'll have to agree it's unusual,
absolutely,
especially for a bowling place.
But if I'm going to make food at a bowling alley,
yeah.
and it's just bar food, we make sliders, we make pizza, we make cheese sticks, but like I cut all my cheese sticks by hand and we hand roll them every couple days at both stores.
Yeah,
we make our own Blackberry Hawaiian rolls for our mascarpone French toast and for our sliders, and we make our own pizza. We do cold proof pizza, so we make it on Monday. We can't use it till Thursday, so I've got stacks of pizza in my walk-in in Dallas. I cart them back and forth every couple days or whenever they need.
Right.
All of our desserts, all of our sauces, everything. We make our own pickles.
Right.
We make our own pickles, and we do fried pickles. They're delicious. Well, I think they're delicious.
No, I've had. They're good. They're good. Yeah.
Some people like different things in their pickles, but these are strong dill pickles, refrigerator dills. I love them.
I love refrigerator dills. Yeah. I don't like warm pickles. I like. Yeah.
Same. So I knew that when I went in there that if I was going to do the bar food the way I wanted to, we had to do everything from scratch. With the exception of we don't make our own hamburger buns, but that's something I want to do. It's just with two stores. I just have to write a recipe, and I have an office where I do all my research and development. It's also the bakery. So
but that takes a lot of space too, though.
It does.
Making hamburger buns. How many hamburgers you sell? You got to sell a lot of hamburgers.
Yeah, right now I probably buy about 120 to 180 buns a week.
Does that include sliders?
The sliders we make.
Okay.
So we make those in batches of 64.
Okay.
Usually 2 batches a day. So and then I carry 2 out to Fort Worth and keep them here. And I try to use every ingredient or everything I bring into my kitchen for 3 recipes. Otherwise, stuff goes bad.
Right.
So that's like a thing that I try to follow. Now, I only use the slider buns for 2 things, but they last longer. But any fresh product, I try to use it for 3 things so that I'm not wasting anything.
So it stays in rotation.
Waste.
Yeah. You can't make any money in the restaurant business with food waste.
Yeah, and if I have $10 of food waste, that means I lost $30 or $40 worth of profit.
People understand that they see all these high dollar restaurants. It's a very fine margin when it comes to food cost, and people don't understand that. So what you're using a rotation, getting rid of, which is good.
Yeah, have to.
Yeah.
And because I liked my numbers to look good.
Yeah.
And I want,
it helps keep your job too.
Yeah. They're real happy with me. I'm very fortunate.
Keep blowing food costs and keep a job.
They're real happy with me over there. They always tell me, you just keep doing what you're doing. We'll worry about everything else, and you just keep the food good. And so that's what I plan on doing.
So we talk about this, and as you're trying to get people to understand this. You're a boutique bowling alley, but you're also a restaurant. So people don't have to bowl. They can come down. We did. We came down and just enjoyed brunch one day. Jan and I did, yeah.
And the location here in Fort Worth, we built it out so that we kind of had almost two separate entities.
You do,
we have like that brick wall
right.
where the bathrooms are.
Right.
And we even got 2 separate sound systems so we can bowl back in the back. You can't hear it up front as much as you'd like or as much as you think.
Right.
And then we could put football up front. We have like a dozen TVs up front.
You also have a nice patio.
Yeah, and we're building it out right now. We just bought some more furniture.
We got
some new cushions. We got plenty of parking.
Yeah.
We never fill up. We got parking lot on the front side and in the back. So
that's just important in Fort Worth because so many people don't have parking anymore.
Yeah.
And a lot of some of these people they want to take their own car, especially during brunch because they want to go other places. So it's important. Yeah.
Yeah, but in both places we have huge parking lots. Parking's never really an issue. We're actually extending our parking lot in Dallas because we just bought another warehouse behind a location in Dallas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going to do another concept, so that'll be fun. I'm sure I'll let you know when I get that done.
That'll be fun.
We're going to do like fair style food over there.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah,
I love fair style food.
Me too.
Better have a corn dog.
Yeah, we'll have a corn dog.
Okay, all right.
We'll have a corn dog.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite thing? Well, I mean, where do you get your inspiration for creating your dishes? Like, where'd you get your inspiration for creating that French toast mascarpone that was so damn good?
My last restaurant, or 2 restaurants ago, I made a stuffed French toast over there. And it's very similar. I made a mascarpone stuffed French toast. And that was from, I think, got it from somewhere in Chicago. They did like a Neapolitan French toast. They did like chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry stuffed French toast with mascarpone. I spent a lot of time on the internet like most people do. And
you know what that is? I told you already, passion.
Yeah. I love watching food videos, and there's so many people that do so many food videos now.
Oh my God!
Or if you even really want, you're like, oh, what's going on in the other places that are selling food? Chicago, New York, Los Angeles.
You got to step on the trends.
Yeah, and so you check it out.
Yeah,
and you with the phone in the pocket, you're like, oh, let me see what this brunch restaurant in Chicago is doing. This,
I think if you're a chef today. And you don't stay up on the trends, and there's something wrong because they change like that. I mean, daily like that.
And that's what people want.
Yeah, they want. That's exactly. You know why? Instagram, LinkedIn, chat.
And I'm so bad about that, but that's what people want.
That's what they want. But you said that because like just last night, I watched. Oh, man, I watch all kinds of food videos because I want to step on every trends too.
Sure.
I love food. Last night, Jana said, if I hear that guy smack one more time, can we watch something else? I was just doing stuff and eating and smacking. It's just
they have those microphones. It's like the ASMR, and you can hear it. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tune a lot of stuff out.
I don't really hear that stuff either. I'm
but
just watching the food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll spend a lot of time watching different food guys. Just depending on what I want to do, or if I just want to sit down and watch 20 videos of somebody and be like, okay, let's see what they do, and then I'll go from there. Or sometimes, I have an idea of my own that like those fish tacos I've sold at every restaurant, and I've adapted them a little differently according to what product I have in the store. But this one's probably my favorite, the one that I brought here today.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's good, and we sell a lot of them. Sam, Sam's talked to you about that. He really loves them.
Yeah.
He eats them all the time. I was getting pushed so hard to get him back on the menu.
Yeah. Well, Sam's not at a loss for words.
Yeah.
Not even when he emails in Texas.
No, he's a talker.
Yeah, it's good though.
I mean, it's definitely better. I mean, I'm not I say I'm not a huge talker, but if I'm in the right environment like this, I love talking, but I don't really like to talk to a lot of people, and that's why I have Sam and I have Evan. They're really good at that. We complement each other perfectly.
That's awesome. So we're gonna watch a video here about the restaurant business. I want y'all to take a watch this video, and please be sure you support your local restaurants. They're short on staff. We've got them closing by the day, opening up by the day. Just be sure and support your local restaurants and your boutique bowling alleys. Watch this video. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Trey Chapman, publisher of Trey's Chowdown and host of Trey's Chowdown Live, a weekly TV show and radio podcast highlighting chefs, restaurants, and deliciousness. The restaurant and service industry is in big trouble due to COVID-19, and they could really use your help. While restaurants and service operations may look normal, they are far from normal. So many restaurants, food trucks, burger spots, barbecue joints, bars, and taverns are literally going broke by the hour and might get worse. So I'm asking everyone to help out the simplest way they can, and that is to please buy and shop local. Whether you're dining in, taking out, or get delivery, you are helping out your local businesses tremendously. Mom and pop owners, chefs, restaurants, and all of our service folks will be so very thankful that you're helping in this difficult time. Oh, and be generous on the gratuity when possible. Thank you so much, and thanks for supporting local. All right, we're back here with Chef Justin Wern. It's Wern, right?
It's Wern.
Wern.
Yeah.
It's
real close.
I kept looking at your car, go Wern.
There's not too many of them. I only know me and my
Wern
two
seems
brothers.
slang from Warren. Like like if you're slanging food, you're Warren.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's awesome.
I think it's a German last name. I'm not sure. My father was adopted, so it was his adopted parents' name. Yeah.
Well, through the power of television, somehow, Justin, you have cooked all of this in 1 minute, and it's sitting here.
Yeah, I wish it was that easy when I was at the restaurant. Right.
All right, so we're going to talk about one of his new entries he's got. These are the
fried fish tacos.
Look at that. Look at those things.
So they're flour tortilla. It comes with cabbage mixed with pesto or pesto slaw, 3 pieces of fried cod, and we use fresh pico de gallo. We got grated cotija cheese, and then a chipotle aioli on top.
There's nothing here I don't like. I mean, everything.
Same here.
And those flavors just sound like
they're good.
They just like to be a kaleidoscope of flavors with every bite, man. It just sounds really good.
Not to mention it looks beautiful.
Yeah, the colors has got pop, right?
It's crazy to me. I've not always, but eventually I was like, man, when stuff looks good and complements each other in colors, a lot of times it tastes good.
It's all about, I got taught a long time ago, man. It's all presentation. It's half the battle. If it looks bad, it's not going to taste right.
Yeah, because you see it first,
you eat with your eyes,
then you smell it, then you eat it.
Yeah.
That's why you want to have it the way like that.
So where did this concept, this dish come from? Is this something you saw or something you came up with yourself or what?
Man, a buddy of mine made something similar to this 12 years ago at a little bar.
Yeah,
he had a little fried fish taco, and he put pesto on his fish taco, and everything else is mine. But I was like, man, I really like the flavor of fried fish with fresh pesto. And so I think I don't know if he used cabbage or romaine. I can't remember what he was using, shredded romaine, but came from that. And then I sold it at my other restaurant with Company Cafe. Same thing.
Pesto adds a unique flavor profile to it, doesn't it?
It really does. Yeah. And I get to use up my basil, because I use it in marinara sauce. I use it in this, and then I use it for my margarita pizzas, and that's my 3 applications.
I love basil.
Man.
I'm going to set these right here.
Absolutely.
I'm taking those with me. You're not taking those back.
I don't want them back.
All right. So I'll tell you what, let's do the sliders.
All right.
These are the buns that you make, right?
Yeah, these are the Blackberry Hawaiian rolls.
Look at these
blackberry puree, pineapple juice, honey, brown sugar. And I brought 3 different kinds. That's a fried chicken slider. It's just house fried chicken. We have probably 12 different seasonings in our dredge. It makes it very unique flavor. It's, celery, salt, garlic, onion, smoked paprika. I'm a huge smoked paprika guy. And then we make our own meatballs we make a meat lover's pizza. We also make a meatball slider, fresh mozzarella, and our house-made marinara.
Meatballs are a huge thing.
Yeah,
and I had one this week, Wednesday night at Drake's, in Drake's Hollywood in Dallas. Oh my God.
Good.
You got a big old meatball, and you got different kinds of cheese and sauces, and there, it's just
I mean, just Italian food in general is okay.
Yeah, I know.
Me.
Yeah,
it's tough. I love Italian sausage, meatballs, and then we have our just straight up cheeseburger. No, I mean nothing too different about that. Lettuce, tomato, pickle, and onion. We have our house made pickles, and So I'm gonna interrupt you back to your because I'm interested. How many ingredients are in your dredge or in your batter? I think there's about 10 or 12. That's
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to figure that? How long did it take you to figure that out?
That's been one that's been with me for a long time. Yeah, and I take that pretty much with me everywhere I go because it's what I like.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of, like I said, smoked paprika and celery salt.
Yeah, I like celery salt.
Me too. I don't think enough people use it, but I love it.
I love it. I have a thing in my house.
So good. Yeah.
I know.
Like I said, garlic, onion, cayenne pepper, black pepper, white pepper, bunch of stuff.
What's the biggest seller of the sliders of these 3?
We sell a lot of cheeseburger and bacon cheeseburger sliders.
I guess because that's just American.
Yeah. We have one that I didn't bring today. It's a French onion slider. We probably sell the most of those.
What is it?
And it's just like French onion soup.
Right.
I take a bunch of onions and I sweat them down in butter for about 45 minutes.
You got to be kidding.
And then we just put that on top. Just meat, the caramelized onions, and smoked Gouda.
I got it. Oh my God!
It's
I got to
try
real
that. Good.
I got to try that.
Very simple. I'm real into simple stuff. I don't want to reinvent the wheel, but I just
But sometimes simple is the hardest thing to facilitate.
Absolutely.
It's just the way it is.
At least I tell people that. That's how I make sure I keep getting paid.
Yeah. All right. So So I want to talk about your wings. You said you sell a lot of wings.
We sell a lot of wings.
How many flavors of wings do you have?
We have 11 flavors of wings.
11 flavors of wings. Look at those bad boys. And which flavors are these?
This is our house-made buffalo, and this is a sweet Thai chili.
Okay.
They're 2 of our most popular.
Sweet Thai chili.
It's a lot of vinegar, a lot of sugar, and red pepper flake and fish sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Fish sauce smells awful, but it tastes delicious. It gets the nose going when you smell it. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That and garlic parmesan. You smell that. What is that? Oh, someone's walking through with garlic parmesan chicken.
You can't mistake that smell.
No.
Yeah.
But these look prettier on the plate, so I was like, well, I'm going to bring these so that we can just show these off.
So I love, and ever since I started really getting into food, after we sold the restaurants and I started, doing writing food and blogging food, all stuff, 12, 13 years ago, I really got into all the Asian profiles. I love Asian food, and I love all the Asian fusion stuff they're doing.
Right on.
So I got to come try your wings.
Yeah, you can come anytime.
I know. I want to come try. I didn't know you had them.
Yeah,
I may bounce tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be there. And we take all of our chicken is cooked in the sous vide machine. So for people that don't know what it is, you put your meat or whatever you want into a vacuum seal bag with marinade and cook it in with an immersion circulator in temperature controlled water. So we do these at 165 for about 90 minutes. Take them out, drain the juice because it produces a lot of juice.
Yeah.
And then I use that juice for that gravy that you got.
Oh, yeah.
So it's got a lot of flavor. And then I chill them overnight, and then we fry them. So they stay juicy, get a crispy outside, soft inside, and we can cook them quickly. I don't have to, because we use jumbo. Some of these, as you can see, like this guy's huge.
Yeah.
That's probably like 12 minutes in the fryer.
Yeah.
And then it's dry. And it still might not even be cooked. I got to make sure.
I want to back up. You said something because people don't understand this. It's a process to cook your wings because you want them crispy. Mm-hmm. And I said that I made a joke and statement a while ago about the French fry deal at McDonald's, but that's why they get. It's a 2-step process for them.
Yeah,
three-step process for them.
That's
to do
the best way to
fries.
do them anyway.
Yeah.
You cook them at a lower temperature,
right.
Then you freeze them, drop them back in. That's blanching,
right?
And then it's pretty much the same thing here, but this way I don't have to I don't know. The meat is unharmed until it goes in the fryer, but it's fully cooked.
But it's got the flavor.
And I do it. Yeah, and it's got we do like a garlic, salt and pepper with a little bit of oil puree, and gets like a paste. And we cook that in there with the wings in the bag. And I can cook, 500 at a time. Sure. And since we go through so many, then that way I can assure that they're all cooked the same way. They all are extremely juicy, and they're not going to be undercooked when they go out. So
consistency, that seems to be the key.
It is. Well, if people get a different thing, especially with two restaurants, if they go to Dallas,
they want to
get
the exact same thing.
Yeah, and even if it was across state lines, I want it to be exactly the same.
Right.
So that helps a lot with that.
Let me ask you this. I've talked this before, and I've talked with this with somebody else, but what do you think? Sous vide used to only be for fine restaurants.
Yeah.
And now,
everybody's
sous vide at home.
One. Yeah.
So what do you think started the sous vide fad? Do you think it's Food Network?
It's internet, man. People see it on the internet, and then you have all these guys that are talking about it. Or it's the food bloggers or even just guys that's got a little home studio and they set up a camera and they're like, oh, check out my sous vide machine. It's really the best way to cook most meats that you want to do, and some vegetables, if you don't want them to get too soft.
It's just that flavor that it adds.
Yeah, and I feel like you don't have to. I don't want to. It's not like it's tainting the meat, but even if I'm grilling my steak, I don't. If I'm not a chef and I'm a home cook and I am not a master of the grill, or, I have people that want things different. My wife wants well done, which is weird, but that's to each their own.
Yeah.
And I want medium rare. I can throw it in mine for 2 hours and then crank hers up for another 30 minutes at 165, and it's done. And then just use the blowtorch. Yeah, and you're done. When
you say sous vide, though, it sounds complicated. So when you say the word sous vide, people, what do you?
Yeah, that's how I sound fancy.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. No, the average person sounds complicated.
Yeah,
but it adds a whole different realm.
That's how we keep our secrets.
Yeah,
sound fancy and complicated.
Yeah,
fancy. But it's not really. Both my brothers have one at home, and they do a lot of meats like that. You can do roast beef, or even your pot roast if you want to cook it. I've done a brisket in there. I've sous vide'd a brisket for like 12, 13 hours, and then just smoked it for 3, and it's
juicy.
Good. Yeah.
Juicy.
Yeah, it's tough. I've done pork belly for 30 hours.
Are you 30 hours?
30-hour pork belly. So good.
That's got to be sucking it.
It was delicious.
Let me this is a bowling alley you're talking about, okay? I want people to understand this is a bowling alley.
Yeah.
That serves delicious, savory, delicious and savory sweet chef-driven food.
Absolutely.
Which is it's hard to find that.
Yeah. We also have, we use vintage pin setters, so you can see all of our machines and our mechanics working while you're bowling, as opposed to, a lot of bowling alleys do the pin thing, or they have those little bowling balls and small lanes, but we use old pin setters. That's what my shirt means. Born in East Texas.
Oh, okay.
Because our lanes are from East Texas. We bring them in. They have to bring them in because they're fully constructed, 60 feet.
Wow.
They have to bring them in before we even put the facade on the building.
See, I hadn't been bowling in so long until I came to your place and I bowled. Right?
Yeah.
I felt like I was back bowling.
You guys were doing great, man.
I know, but I felt like I was back at Don Carter's, right? So you're telling me that they've got places with smaller bowling lanes and small balls and stuff?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know if they do out here as much as we do in Dallas, but we're not the only boutique bowling alley.
Is it to save space?
I don't know. I've never seen that until I visited a couple places there, and I never seen the string thing either. I don't know if you're familiar with
What's
that.
the string thing?
They have bowling alleys that attach strings through like a loop to the top of their pins. So when they're knocked over, you just pull the strings and they come back and they're set up. That's crazy to me. I've never seen that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Is it cheaper maybe?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because we employ full-time mechanics.
Well, you have to. That vintage stuff, it's got to have help.
Yeah.
It's a lot of mechanics.
It's nonstop every day,
But it also sounds good. When you hit it, it sounds like a regular bowling alley.
Yeah. You can hear it rolling and the crash and then the sounds of the machine.
Or in my case, gutter ball.
Stop it.
All right, so what pizza is this?
This is just a veggie pizza. Again, I brought this because it's got, the purple onion. It's got green and red bell pepper, mushroom, and then black olive. It looks good for the camera.
Yeah.
Really, I like to always just bring it when you can see. Obviously, we make our own in-house crust. It's got the bubbles from the yeast.
I was just fixing to say that.
Yeah, nice and crunchy.
So I was a training manager for 2 big pizza companies in Southern California, and long back in the day. But we proof our dough and stuff, but it's just regular big corporations. It's nothing like you do here.
Sure.
So explain to people that don't know anything about pizza dough how you get the bubbles and stuff.
So we use a method that's like it's cold proofing. Right. So we use active yeast, but we don't activate it. We just we put room temperature water and room temperature yeast, flour, oil, and salt, and that's it. And we let it sit out. After we mix it, we let it sit out for about 2 hours. We cut it into 300-gram balls and put it in the proofing trays and put it in the walk-in and don't touch it for about 3 days.
Okay.
And it starts out as a ball about this big, and it's real. The glutens are real tight. Gluten is the active protein in wheat that makes it stretchy.
Right.
Makes it so the window pane you can look through the dough, but it's not breaking.
Yeah.
And so
that's interesting as well. Describe it that way.
Yeah. It gives it good flavor, and the yeast, instead of because active yeast you usually put in 105 degree water, put it in your bread, and it gets that bubbly, that beer smell, and then you're good to go. Now you can make pizza that way, but I prefer to let it sit in the walk-in for 2-3 days, and then the glutens get all relaxed, and the pizza dough spreads out and doubles in size, and that's when it's ready. You feel it, and you're like, oh, it's soft. It's not springing back. You put your finger in it, it's just like
you're talking about like it's a woman or something.
It is a woman. You got to make love to it.
Yeah, you do. That's right.
I mean, we sell a lot of pizzas. We do a lot of parties. Like I said, we have a wing bar that's on one of our parties. We got a pizza buffet. Comes with 1 pizza per person, and it comes with little garlic knots. We make garlic knots. It's delicious.
You were holding back on the damn garlic knots. You didn't tell me you had garlic knots.
Man, I don't. I only make them for parties, like per order, because I don't keep anything.
I bet they're good.
They are.
Janet would be mad at you if she knew you had garlic.
Well, you guys can come back if you let me know. I'll make you some. But yeah, I only make them for parties, and like I said, I don't like to keep anything that's not fresh. So my baker makes them in the morning, or my guys out here know how to make them too, so they make them for the parties out here, and my baker will make them.
If you have something that's not fresh and you're gone, somebody's going to use it, and it's going to be a bad deal. So
they know better than that.
You know what I mean? No, it's just safer if you use everything fresh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, my guys are pretty good. They, I would never say that they're scared of me. They just respect me enough and understand the process. At first, it was a little tough because pretty much everyone in Dallas has worked there longer than I have in the kitchen.
Right.
But they like what we're doing. They like the food too. They eat just as much of it as I do. And once
I like what you're doing.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it.
Tell me what your best brunch dish is. What's the one you get the most comments on? How does a mascarpone French toast do?
If you want something sweet, it's definitely the way. It's tough to choose between the mascarpone French toast and the chicken and waffle. If you want something real sweet, the mascarpone cheese is not sweet. We put a little bit of house-made blackberry jam, a little bit of lemon juice, but no sugar in it. So it's not super sweet. But with the mascarpone cheese and the sweet roll, and then we put blackberry jam and powdered sugar on top, you get quite a bit of sweet. But not too sweet. You don't want your teeth falling out. Not with all that sugar.
Well, they can also go. They can go to my Facebook page. They can go to your Facebook page, Bowlounge. Mm-hmm. You have the red velvet waffles on there. Tell us about those because those were good, and the drizzle was really good.
Yeah. So we make yeasted waffles.
Belgian waffles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeasted Belgian. We So my guys are probably making them this morning,
Right.
because we make them in the morning, let them sit out for, like I said, about 8 hours, and it triples in size. It smells like beer. It's a foul odor, but it's the flavor's good. And then we finish it off with baking powder and eggs and vanilla extract and red food coloring to make it red velvet. Otherwise, it would just be brown.
Right.
Because we use cocoa powder in it. No fake stuff. Just like the fresh cocoa powder. Yeah, and then we let it sit in the walk-in overnight, and it doubles in size in the walk-in. My first time I made it, I made a mistake. I put it in a small container, and I came in first Saturday morning for brunch, and I got red waffle all over the floor.
Oh, was it that big?
Yeah, it gets real big. The yeast even though it's in the walk-in, it continues to proof and get larger in the walk-in, and there was just red velvet waffle batter everywhere.
What did you say to yourself?
I kind of slapped myself a little bit because I knew better. When I thought about it, I was like, of course it's going to get bigger. You can't put it in this small container. So yeah, we use a little double-sided waffle iron. We can only make 2 at a time, which is okay. People wait, I wasn't sure how my brunch was going to be, but it's taken off pretty well. So, I can probably upgrade to a 4 waffler if they have that. I don't, or maybe 2 waffle irons.
That's funny.
But yeah, we use about 3 ounces of waffle batter. We use chocolate chips, make the waffle, 4 fried chicken strips, same batter as the sliders. And then the cream cheese drizzle is just little cream cheese,
but it's
vanilla
good.
And a little half and half.
You have the sweet, the creamy, the savory. It's all perfect. It's all
really
down
good.
Perfect. Yeah.
I always say everything's really good because it's the way I like it. And that's a good sweet savory dish. We get a lot of breakfast burritos. We do like a California style burrito with French fries in it, and you can do bacon or sausage. We grind our own
French
sausage.
fry.
Yeah, I know people love it.
Hand cut French fries.
It's gimmicky. I don't do hand cut French fries. They actually had these little shoestring fries before I came along, and everyone was like, "Please don't change the French fries." But at the new place, I think I'll probably do hand cut. So that we don't...
It's different.
Yeah.
But shoestringers good, though. We had some shoestring last night. Shoestrings are good.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
And they fit in the burrito well. Like I said, we grind our own sausage. We make our own breakfast sausage out of pork shoulder, both stores. And you can do sausage or bacon, and it comes with cheese, eggs, sausage or bacon.
You make your own buns. You make your own waffles. You make your own sausage. You make your own dredge.
Yeah.
You do your own meat. I mean, you realize this is a Bowlounge we're talking about.
Yeah, I know, but it's again, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, but I want to reinvent when people think about bowling alleys, because just like you and me, like Don Carter's AMC Bowling, or AMF, it's not AMC. That's the movie theater.
AMF, yeah. That's right. I just caught that.
You go there, and I used to go there on Wednesday nights for dollar lanes after 9 p.m. and get a pitcher of stale beer with one bartender, and there's just stuff in the carpet. Yeah,
one bartender smoking.
Yeah. So we just want to reinvent that. Not we want to have good bar food, nothing too serious, but we make everything from scratch, and we have nice patio area. We have nice craft beers and good drinks.
Yeah. The biggest thing is people need to understand, because I was impressed. I didn't go there to bowl the first. I went there to eat. Mm-hmm. That you can go there just to eat and drink and have. And you don't have to bowl. You can have brunch and then play some of the games up front, because you have the games. Foosball.
We have foosball with shuffleboard.
Yeah.
Pool. Absolutely. And we actually just opened for lunch too, starting last week. So we were opening at 4. Now we're opening at 11. And I can almost guarantee you, if you come in and say, "Hey, this is my first time here," then you'll probably get 50% off.
Okay.
If it's your first time for lunch, Sam probably handed out 2,000 half-price discount cards. Yeah, we did lunch in Dallas before the pandemic, and it started picking up. And then, of course, the pandemic happened.
Killed it.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate. I had an $11 menu. You can come in and get an item off the menu and a soda for $11, or if you wanted to put that $2 credit towards a beer, you could also do that. Now we had to up the price a little bit because the cost of goods has significantly increased in the last year and a half.
How about crazy?
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. It definitely made my job a little tougher, but it's, a challenge is good.
Yeah.
So I think it's 13 now for most of the stuff, but we have a Cobb salad, we have the fish tacos, we have fish and chips as well. We have a chicken club sandwich, mushroom Swiss burger.
Wait. Sam told me to try the fish and chips. I didn't try the fish and chips. I guess your fish and chips is really good. Sam said it was really good.
Yeah, it's the same fish as this. It's a larger portion, so you get 6 ounces of fried fish with that. This is an ounce of fish on each taco here, and it comes like a malt vinegar aioli. Because I love malt vinegar on my fish, but it always makes it so soggy.
Right.
So I was like, well, I guess we're just gonna make
You want a crisp
malt vinegar mayonnaise or aioli, and that way you don't have to doubt it, but you can still use the malt vinegar. I have plenty of it.
Let me ask you a question. Where do you think that we made the transition from mayonnaise to aioli? Where did the hell that come from?
It's so we can charge more money.
I know. But just all of a sudden it just disappeared. It appeared out of the blue. Mayonnaise disappeared unless you're watching TV or in Walmart or somewhere of that. And now it's all about aioli. I'm like, this happened like 7, 8 years ago.
Yeah, it happened out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Now I know that like traditional aioli is like minced garlic, super fine minced garlic that you put in the food processor and you drizzle your oil in, and it I forget the word, but it turns into like a creamy mayonnaise type sauce, and that was like the original aioli. But then people were like, well, I'm just gonna make my mayonnaise with everything, and so that's anything that's not just mayonnaise. You're like, I'm gonna call it an aioli. Yeah, but it's basically it's just a mayonnaise. Yeah, and eggs, oil, salt, lemon.
You have to admit that mayonnaise has gone crazy. The flavor profiles for mayonnaise has gone from regular old mayonnaise, from Hellmann's and Kraft, all that. Now it's you can get flavors. People put all kinds of flavors in mayonnaise.
Yeah, and
aioli.
I'm a big. I prefer mayonnaise on most of my stuff. I mean, I really like the mayonnaise with French fries. I know that that's like an English thing, but it's good. I mean, I like ketchup too. It just really depends on the application and the situation. If you want your sweet ketchup or if you want your like more savory mayonnaise. I mean, it's all pretty good. And you can get a mayonnaise in every flavor.
I buy an Asian aioli with spices in it from actual Target now. It comes from Asian bar, and it's really good. I like it a lot.
I'll have to check that out.
Janet will not like it, but I like it a lot. Yeah,
well, that way you don't have to share.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, back off.
Yeah, that's why I buy stuff I like, because it's like, well, you don't have to like it.
Yeah. So, what is your favorite thing about Bowlounge? If somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, tell me your favorite thing about Bowlounge," what would it be?
I mean, it's other than being unique, just the environment. And we're building that out here. We've been open a year. Next week or 2 weeks from now, we'll be open a year here, and we've been 8 years in Dallas. But like, if you come into Bowlounge on a Monday, you'll see these people working, and it's a great environment. And then you come in on Wednesday, and you're like, oh, it's the same people. We've had the same people for a long time. We hold on to our staff because we have a good environment. We have a good work environment and a good party environment. And people continue to come back a year after year because they're like, man, this is different. We get good food. We got cool drinks. It's the same loud bartenders that are, being silly. We got loud music. We have a great patio, and we just keep growing. Every year we try to put a little expansion. We built a lounge in Dallas, so it's like for 21 and up to like watch TV, and we have more free games like we do in the front bar in Fort Worth. We're expanding our patio here. We expanded our patio in Dallas 2 years ago. And
expansion's good.
Yeah, and the environment, it's a good environment to hang out in. Yeah. We can get you there, and even if it's, sometimes we go on a 4 or 5 hour wait, but people will stay there. They're like, okay, well, at least I got games to play, and they're free. Yeah. And if I want to pay for some games, I got a crane game, I got some air hockey and pool, or I've got a little arcade at both places. Not too many games, but a couple.
Can you make reservations?
You can make reservations, but only we usually do about a week in advance if you want reservations. Okay. But you have to go through our event coordinator, and you have to book a food package.
Yeah, right. And you got to deposit, I'm sure, something.
Yeah, and then she'll take care of all. It's like $100 deposit, but it's credited towards your final bill. But like I said, we do like 35% of our business in parties, and people don't mind. They're like, hey, I got 10 people that want to come in, next Friday. Usually you only really need to book a party for the evening if you want a larger group, 10 plus, or if you're going to try to come on Friday or Saturday.
Or if you just want to be sure you get a spot.
Yeah, because you never know. And people tell you this all the time. You never know. I mean, if it's rainy weather outside, we're going to get slammed.
Yeah.
When it's cold outside, like right now, we're getting into our busy season.
What's funny? A lot of restaurants, when it's raining, their business is down, but y'all, because you're a destination.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, you can bring the family. You can hang out for 4 or 5 hours. You can eat. If you want to catch, if you come, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, you can watch football, or you can watch we put on any game you want. If you ask me to put something on the TV, I'll put it on.
That's awesome.
So
midget wrestling.
If we got it, why not?
Before we get out of here, it's Bowlounge Fort Worth and Bowlounge Dallas on social media, and then it's bowlounge.com, I think, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think I went to your website. Yes, bowlounge.com.
Sure is.
And you're at both stores. They can book parties, big events. I think you didn't tell me you've done weddings there too.
We've done like wedding receptions, and we've done rehearsal dinners. Never a full wedding. But we've also had people come and take their wedding photos there.
Awesome.
We've done commercials there. We've done like model photo shoots there. Anything. We'll do whatever. We're pretty accommodating.
Thank you, Justin. I appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, Trey. Always a pleasure.
Thank y'all. Next week, same time, same bad channel, Trey'sChowdown.com. Check us out. Follow us on all the social media handles. See y'all next week. Adios.